Tell me about you again. I mean, where are you from originally?
Bartersville, Oklahoma.
Yeah. You're my wife's cousin, and man, you've had a kind of storied life. I mean, always in sports.
Yeah, always always in sports of some sort. Yeah, no doubt. Just one, for the love of it.
Yeah.
Two, because it was at that point in time a viable way that I could see out of Bartersville, and three, later in life it allowed me to give back.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You guys come from an interesting town. I mean, you've had a really interesting life doing what you've done. We were talking earlier. You've even been into ballet. Mm-hmm. And you're going to send me some of those pictures because I want to definitely put them in the reel.
No doubt.
So, we're here to talk about your perceptions, your perspectives, in the city you grew up in, the town you grew up in, of police as you grew up. Mm-hmm. Can you describe your overall perception of police officers when you think about it off the cuff?
Right off the cuff, if it was on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best, I would definitely say it's probably more in the 7, 7.5.
Okay.
And that's just, I leave room for just in case, and I leave room for what I visually see on TV and in the media. Absolutely. On a regular basis. Yeah.
Is it something that kept you up at night, or did you think about, hey, I need to have conversations with my kids about how they should behave? Or you knew that you gave your kids a good upbringing, they already had that foundation?
I believe I gave them a good upbringing, but I also believe I needed to give them a healthy dose of understanding that, hey, at any point, at any time, this can go sideways, so you need to be sure to act and conduct yourself in a certain way.
Yeah.
And I think that's just, being African American, that's just 101.
Yeah.
You make sure your sons definitely know that. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to make sure my daughters knew it as well too, because I didn't want them to find themselves in a situation, and I did not prepare them for it.
Absolutely. Have you had any personal interactions with police that influenced your opinion? And when you think about that question, you had personal interactions with your brother.
Yeah.
I mean, who had a career as a police officer. And I'm sure that left you with good, positive opinions.
No doubt. So I ran a youth sports organization for 14 years, and a great deal of the individuals that were on my coaching staff were police officers. They were black men that were police officers.
Yeah.
And it was important. I didn't pick them out. It just ended up being that way. But part of that for me was I wanted to make sure that when people that were not of color interacted with the organization, interacted with me or anybody with the organization, that despite what society may be telling you about me, this is your interaction with me and everybody that I had. So it helped me also to have those police officers there, because it gave me a different light on, okay, police officers are really kind of cool. I mean, my neighbor, and I just seen him, man, a couple of weeks ago I was in Austin, and he's a great guy, and he was a black police officer.
Yeah.
And now he's actually district attorney.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
And then a friend of mine also is the assistant district director, attorney. And then a real good friend of mine was the first black captain on the sheriff's department. And,
interesting, yeah.
And then one of his good friends, who actually ended up being a coach of mine for a year or two, played ball at West Texas. Well, it's Texas State. It's Texas State now.
Okay.
And long story short, I've had a lot of police officers, mostly black, and they definitely given me a different perspective. But then I've had a few that were white too, and they're people. They're just people.
Isn't that what, when I was coming up, that was a position or a profession you would aspire to.
Yeah.
Of course, now society, we have people in society who don't want people that want to serve the public. They want to make excuses about why they shouldn't. But we came up the same way. Our parents taught us that was a respectable profession to be in.
Oh, no doubt. And you are very respectful of the police. Because, well, it was just, that was one of those spots that, hey, look, they're there to help you, and as long as you're not doing anything wrong, you have nothing to be fearful of.
Exactly.
And that was the general understanding. It's like, hey, yeah, you mind your P's and Q's, being very respectful because you want to make sure you come back home alive. But the overall effect was that, hey, they're there to help you. And it's like any other tool. How do you use it?
How do you feel about the current training practices for police officers?
I don't really know the inside track. My brother.
Yeah, because you're not. Your brother is a policeman.
Yeah, my brother. Well, he was a policeman, and he was actually a policeman in Bartlesville, and then he later became a police officer in Austin, Texas. So
he retired there.
Yeah, he did. He did. So to that question, I really don't know, but I have concerns because at one point in time, it seemed too often that I kept hearing police being fearful of their life.
Yeah.
And isn't that part of the job? I mean, quite honestly, you're going to go into a hostile situation, not all the time, but that is a high probability. And why are you constantly afraid of one particular group? Because it doesn't seem like it would be, I didn't hear any, I went to a white neighborhood and I was fearful. It's usually I went into a black neighborhood or a neighborhood of any color, and I was fearful.
Yeah.
What are you being taught, or what are you being trained to constantly?
That's always a natural question, isn't it? Yeah. What impact do you believe the media portrayals have on public perceptions of police?
Ooh,
you think the media spins it negatively a lot, or do they give us a good look, or what?
I oftentimes wonder that as well, because I guess throughout life I've just been taught to question everything, regardless, good, bad, or indifferent, question it. And so when I'm watching the media, I know that terror sells,
Yes, exactly.
And so if you're coming on and the spot is, this happened and this, how the police are portrayed in those instances sometimes is just like, hey.
Because it's not even a 30-second snapshot. It may be an 8-second snapshot.
Absolutely.
We might need to see the front and back of it.
Well, and you do, because it's like anything, in life. There's two sides to it at the very minimum.
I agree.
And if you've had any type of experience in life, you know that, well, it's not even a two-sided coin.
Yeah.
Because your vantage point and then somebody else's vantage point and then somebody else's and somebody else's vantage point. Yeah. You all see the same thing, but you all see it drastically different based on what your experiences are and based on what your point of view are and based on what your vantage point happened to be in that particular item. And so, I have learned to sit back and go, okay, what is that really all about? Yeah. What is that really all about?
Yeah, I agree. What are your thoughts on the use of body cameras by police officers?
You know what? 100%. 100%.
You think it's a good thing too?
I think it's a great thing.
Why? Why do you think it's a great
thing? We just got to, as I mentioned. So we're talking about the vantage point. So let me see what you are seeing. Because if you're saying you're fearful of something, let me see why you should be fearful of something.
Yeah.
And then, if it's case A and I get it, and then it's case B and it's the exact same thing as case A, but the members who you're interacting with are different, then I have a question. Because why is it in A, you're fearful, and B, you're not? Because it's the same exact situation, except for who you are interacting with. But if I'm looking up and A is one way and B happens to be that same way, then you know what? Now I see you differently.
What do you think about the concept of community policing? Being out in the community.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So my brother was a liaison at one point in time, and he could probably give you more information about that, but he was in the community, and he was usually in non-black communities more often than not. And those communities just treasured him. I mean, he found himself in situations that was just favorable constantly. So I believe strongly in that, and I believe strongly in that because growing up too, I did have experiences with family friends that ended up being police officers, and they were in the community, and that allowed me to have a different outlook on what the police force was like.
It gave you a different perspective for sure.
Oh, wholeheartedly. And it actually, that was the leveling force because, growing up, it was a white town, so majority of the police officers were white, and there became that natural, hey, they're not black, and the only time we saw them was usually something bad. And so when I saw the family friend, it was usually always something good. So they counteracted each other. It's like, well, when I'm seeing this guy, he represents the police force, but it's usually always in a good atmosphere. So it gave me a leveling out to know that, hey, you know what? Again, there's good and bad, but at the end of the day, it really kind of depends on the interaction with individual police officers.
Kelvin, how should police officers approach their duties to ensure fairness and justice, in your opinion?
That to me, I pondered that thought, and it kept coming back to just humanity. Have some humanity. I mean, I understand the job as best I could possibly understand it, and I understand that, like the postman, when he goes out, he expects to come back home. Well, when you go out, you expect to come back home, but the circumstances are slightly different. So I get that, but your training versus his training should be different as well too. So it should put you in a position to be able to say, hey, I can come back home. So with all of that being said, it's like, hey, look, now have some humanity when you go into that situation. You know what? Because you can control the temperature. You can make it hot or you can make it cold. It's what do you want to do?
We were talking about that, body cams, communication, how to be fair. How can police, in your opinion, better communicate with the public? Should they just act like normal human beings? I'll give you, for instance, when I used to work off duty at grocery stores, it wasn't uncommon for citizens to approach you and say, hey, I just wanted to tell you we're praying for you. We like what you do. And we just wanted to say, we think you're doing great. And to sit or stand, because I'm, standing around, and have a conversation. I was always shocked by the number of people after the conversation that wanted to shake my hand and say, you know what? The way they look at police, the way some people look at police, you all are just like everybody else. You're normal human beings. And I think a lot of that comes down to being able to communicate well and naturally when you're talking with the public. If you act as if you're uptight, you carry yourself that way, that communicates something else to the public, doesn't it?
And you know what? I think that's in any walk of life. So if I come into a situation and I present myself as hostile, I present myself as aggressive, I present myself as agitated, how can you not perceive me in that fashion and then want to respond in a fashion that keeps you in a safe situation? Because you don't know me. But if I come into a situation and I am loose enough and free, that should put you in that spot. It won't always do that. You know, when I was in the service, I would encounter people, countless, on a daily basis. And I would tell myself, you know what, hey, I want to make sure that the first 10 people I greet in a certain fashion that is outstanding regardless. And out of those 10, I probably would get 2 that would just be, you know what, they having a bad day, they don't feel well, life is just not where they want it. And I would say, okay, I get it, but now I'm going to make sure that the next 5 people I encounter, that I'm even extra, because you know what, I'm not going to let that one ruin my day and then me thus ruin somebody else's day.
Exactly.
Because now I'm pissed because they were pissed and may not have been pissed at me, but they're encountering me. And so now I got a bad taste. It's like, no. I can choose to do differently. And so I tend to try to do that.
That's a good description, though. I mean, if police, and I'm not saying that I'm sure there are some that do act that way. I was one. But I would like to say that if some of us sat back and really thought about that approach, it would go a long way to how we deal with the public out here.
Oh, absolutely. Because when I do have just those simple conversations, hey, how you doing? How's it going? Whatnot. I don't know if I've lightened the mood or if the fact that they appear to be approachable already lightened that mood for me to be able to approach them in that
Absolutely.
fashion. Either way, it's reciprocated either on their end or my end,
Yeah.
and that makes for a good conversation. That makes for a good interaction.
How can police officers effectively manage their stress and mental health? Your brother is very fit. You're fit. You all came up athletically active. Do you think that's a big part of it? I mean, to manage stress, do you think that helps quite a bit?
Oh man, no doubt. I know for me, I have to have outlets of some sort of physical activity.
Yeah.
And it's not just for my body, it's for my mind as well too, because when I'm physically drained, it mentally cleanses me, and then it allows me to restart. And I can push the restart button, and then it's, hey, anything else that I need to attack. If I need to do a bunch of reading, I usually probably work out first, so that it'll just, boom, I'm done, I'm drained, and then I press the reset button, and now it's like everything's brand
You're
new.
set.
And so as far as police officers, what I'm saying is that, hey, find that what works for you.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, going to the gym, or being with your kids, or having that walk, or having that time to meditate. Find that part of you that is yours, that happy place, if you will.
Yeah.
And then go visit it from time to time.
Yeah.
Make sure you do it enough that it works.
Okay. What role do you believe technology should play in modern policing? I mean, we were talking about technology prior to this interview.
Oh, no doubt.
And we love it.
Yeah, no doubt. And technology, again, it's just like any other tool. It's the same thing as what you do with your gun. It's what you do with it, how you use it. It's the same thing as, okay, I have this computer in the car and I'm going to look somebody up. But what do you do with it? Do you do something positive with that, or do you do something negative with that? Again, technology is nothing more than a tool. And it's how you use that tool. If I take my hammer and I'm going to build houses in Africa, that's great. If I take that same hammer and I'm going to bust my next door neighbor over the head, well, then that's not so great.
That's going to be a problem.
So it's not the tool's fault.
Yeah.
The tool was there for a reason.
Yeah.
Am I using it like it was intended to be used, or am I using it maliciously?
Okay.
So, I'm all for the technology. Just use it the way that it was intended, or find even a better way to use it.
Yeah. In your opinion, Kelvin, what does it mean to be a good police officer?
In my opinion, to be a good police officer is to be a human being.
Okay.
To give respect where respect is due.
Yeah.
To expect respect where respect should be expected. And at the end of the day, make it home safe and sound to your family. But in doing so, make sure you do your job to protect and serve. And then enjoy every moment, man. And I would say that to any and everybody about anything to do, right? And make sure you enjoy every moment.
Yeah. Well, Kelvin, I can't say thank you enough for being a part of this conversation. I had looked forward to it, and I think the audience will like our conversation as well.
Well, I don't know about all of that, John, but what I can tell you, man, is that having conversations with you, man, it's just, I'm learning so much about where I want to go next and what I want to do and be next.
Hey,
and so I thank you
we're taking
for
this
giving
trip
me the
together.
time. No doubt. No doubt.
All right. Well, thank you, sir.
Thanks, man.
All right. All right, Kelvin, thank you so much for the opportunity. We had a great conversation.